Hey everyone, Farmer Maggie and Farmer Josh here. Today we are building boxes for potatoes. So we found these old pieces of barn wood down in the rafters of the barn, and we are going to use these and cut them up to make the boxes. We also had some scrap 2x4s hanging around, so really these boxes cost us not much at all. We decided to make the dimensions on the boxes a 2x2x2, and what that means is we're just cutting 2-foot pieces of wood and screwing them into those 2x4s that anchor the corners. And we're just building them up until we get about 2 foot high. We had this roll of landscaping fabric just hanging around. This is the last of it that we had, so we might as well use it and lay it down underneath the boxes. The kids are helping us out by adding some compost in here. And so what's gonna happen is we're gonna fill this up with a few inches of compost, and then we're gonna put our seed potatoes in here, bury them, and then as the greens start growing up, we will continue to add more compost in the bin. And ultimately, when this bin gets full, we will just lift it up or unscrew the boards and be able to dig through and grab our potato harvest. So we grabbed our seed potatoes from So True Seed, and we have a bunch of these 3-pound bags of Yukon Golds. We're just using Yukon Gold this year because those are the potatoes that we eat the most, and so why would we plant anything else? All right, sis, what do we got? Take them out and show me. What do we got?
Potatoes.
So this is what a seed potato looks like. Now let me see. Don't fall. Be careful. All right, so look at, whoa, look at that. Those eyes. Now we're just gonna plant these whole, but you can cut these up. Just make sure that there's a couple eyes on each piece, and when you cut them, let them sit out for a few days to let them cure. But otherwise, we're just gonna throw these in the ground and cover them up with a few inches of soil. All right, let's get the rest of them in. Last year we cut them up and it did really well, but this year we bought enough that we don't need to cut them up to make more. Now, I'll say this over and over again, it's so easy to get carried away with planting so much of one thing. And instead of using up a lot of space in your garden for one thing, just create some diversity. We don't have a really great place to store potatoes, which is a cool, dry, dark place. And so we didn't plant as many this year as we did last year, just because we don't want them to go bad. There is enough canning happening in our family throughout the summer that canning potatoes is just another thing to add to the list. One of these days we'll get around to it, but right now, as a market gardener, potatoes are something that just my family eats. We don't sell them. We just plant enough for us to get through the winter, and then we'll just source the rest of our potatoes from a friend or a farmer at our local farmers market for the remainder of the spring and the summer. And this is just another really great way to tap in to sourcing food through your local community and connecting that way, and also maybe providing some food that you really enjoy growing on your farm or your homestead. Say you grow a lot of tomatoes or the infamous zucchini. Everybody has zucchini to share. So if you have a lot of tomatoes and zucchini this summer, maybe that's something that you would want to swap with for another crop that you didn't plant a lot of. And these are just some really great ways to share this growing throughout your friends and your tribe and your community. So there you have it. We have all of our potato boxes and they're full up until about this first board here. And we have our seed potatoes in. They're buried with a few inches of soil. So when these start growing up, we'll get all the greens and we'll just add more soil up until the first set of leaves. And we'll just continue to bury them. And once they get all the way to the top, we will take some boards apart and harvest our potatoes. Now, in the meantime, when they start growing up, we can start reaching in on some of the sides and collect what is called a new potato. And those are little tender roasters that we like to use in the oven. But otherwise, these will be a good hot summer harvest. We made a video last summer about our great potato dig back at our old homestead on the 1 acre lot. So you can go take a look at that. I'll drop that link in the description below. We'll see you next time for more homesteading and farming inspiration.